What's up, guys? Today we're going to be talking about a rear differential or a wiring problem that makes it look like the rear differential. And your Honda could be a Honda Ridgeline. There might be some other Honda models. Let's check it out.
If your Honda Ridgeline, Pilot, or Passport is experiencing an AWD System Problem warning light, do not
That's the
replace
real
the
problem.
entire rear differential assembly until you check the C125 electrical
The
connector
all-wheel
first. It
drive
is very common
light.
for shops to see that light and immediately assume the mechanical gears inside the differential have shredded themselves. That assumption usually leads to a quote for a $4,000 or $5,000 differential replacement that you probably do not actually need. The real culprit is much smaller and significantly more frustrating because it stems from a basic design oversight regarding environmental sealing. Make sure the service advisor knows you are aware of TSB A24048, and it covers a massive range of popular all-wheel drive vehicles. We are looking at the 2016 through 2022 Honda Pilot, the 2017 through 2022 Honda Ridgeline, and the 2019 through 2022 Honda Passport. Every one of these models uses a similar intelligent variable torque management system that relies heavily on an electric oil pump motor. If you have one of these SUVs or trucks, you might notice the AWD light pops on during a rainy day or after a car wash. Sometimes it stays on permanently, but often it starts as an intermittent ghost that disappears when the weather dries up. When you hook up a scanner, you are likely to see a string of codes like C1841, C1851, or
C1841,
C1855. These codes
C1851.
point toward differential temperature sensors, functional abnormalities in the pump, or lost communication with the motor itself. Technicians who aren't familiar with this specific bulletin often see lost communication and start hunting for a failed computer or a blown fuse. In reality, the computer is fine and the mechanical pump might even still be functional on the outside of the case. The root cause here is water intrusion into connector C125, which is the bridge between your rear subframe harness and the pump motor. To understand why this fails, we have to look at the physics of where Honda decided to mount this specific electrical junction. It sits in a high exposure zone under the rear of the vehicle, where road salt, slush, and standing water are constantly being kicked up. A connector like this is supposed to be weatherproof, utilizing small rubber gaskets called weather packs to keep moisture out of the pins. Instead, the original harness design allowed gravity to pull moisture directly toward the most vulnerable part of the electronic system. Once water gets past those rubber seals, it becomes trapped in a tight, dark space with electricity running through it.
Then
This
your
creates a
AWD
process
light
called
comes on.
galvanic corrosion, where the moisture acts as an electrolyte and the copper pins act as the sacrificial metal. Over months of driving, those tiny metal pins literally dissolve into a green, crusty powder on the outside of the case. As resistance goes up, the voltage drop becomes so significant that the AWD control unit can no longer talk to the pump. Eventually, the pin breaks off entirely, or the corrosion creates a bridge between two pins, causing a short circuit. The manufacturer's design failed because it didn't account for the extreme pressure of water spray in that specific area of the subframe. A connector in this location needs to be shielded
They're
or
always the
routed
problem.
in a way that prevents water from ever pooling at the terminal face. If you are an owner who lives in the salt belt or a rainy climate, your vehicle is essentially a ticking time bomb for this issue. I've seen owners spend hundreds on differential fluid flushes trying to make the light go away, thinking the fluid was just dirty. While fresh fluid is never a bad idea, no amount of clean oil is going to fix a green, rotted-out electrical pin. While fresh fluid is never a bad idea, no amount of clean oil is going to fix a green, rotted-out electrical pin. First, the technician has to drain the rear differential fluid entirely, which requires removing the fill and drain plugs. You cannot simply swap the motor dry because the pump assembly is integrated into the hydraulic circuit of the differential. Once the fluid is out, the old subframe subharness is disconnected and thrown away because those corroded terminals cannot be reliably cleaned. Next, the rear differential pump motor itself is removed from the housing, which requires careful handling of the internal O-rings. You will end up with a high-pressure oil leak that can burn out the new motor in days. The new pump motor, part number 48900 5M013, is installed along with a brand new redesigned wire harness. This new harness, part number 321MY4TG7A00 for the Ridgeline, often features improved sealing to prevent a repeat of the same failure. Once the fluid is in, there is a specific air bleeding procedure where the engine is started in park for exactly 1 minute. This allows the new pump to prime the hydraulic channels and purge any air pockets that could cause cavitation or noise. After the air is bled, the technician has to recheck the fluid level and top it off, as it usually drops after the pump cycles. Finally, the Maintenance Minder 6 light is reset, and the diagnostic codes are cleared to confirm the system is communicating again. This is not a repair you want to tackle in your driveway. Unless you have a lift and a very good understanding of hydraulic priming, if you mess up the bleeding procedure, you can dry fire the expensive new pump and kill it before you even back out of the garage. Now, let's talk about the real-world frustration owners have expressed regarding the diagnosis of this AWD failure. Many owners report that dealers initially told them the light was just a glitch or cleared the codes without looking at the connector. The total loss of rear-wheel torque in a Pilot or Ridgeline makes the vehicle behave like a much heavier, clumsier front-wheel drive car. In slippery conditions, this can be genuinely dangerous because the vehicle's stability control relies on that rear motor to help steer. Waiting to fix this can also be a financial disaster because a shorted pump can occasionally damage the AWD control module. If that happens, you aren't just looking at a pump and a harness, you're looking at a specialized computer that costs hundreds more. The cost of this repair is where things get painful for owners who are out of their bumper-to-bumper warranty period. Your parts bill is already approaching $1,500. Labor is actually the cheaper part of this specific job because the TSB lists the flat rate time at only 0.7 hours. However, that 0.7 hour figure is what Honda pays the dealer under warranty. An independent shop will likely charge more for real-world time, somewhere in the neighborhood of $1,650 to $800. At a dealership where labor rates are higher and they strictly follow the MSRP on parts, you are looking at $1,850 to $2,550. If your vehicle is still under the 3-year, 36,000-mile warranty, if you are out of warranty, you might try asking for goodwill assistance from Honda. Make sure the service advisor knows you are aware of TSB A24048. So they should be able to confirm the corrosion within 10 minutes on a lift. Have you noticed your AWD light popping on during wet weather? Or have you already dealt with this expensive pump replacement? Drop a comment below with your model year and what the dealership quoted you, because it helps other owners know what to expect. If this deep dive saved you from buying a whole new differential you didn't need, make sure to hit that like button and subscribe for more Master Tech tips.
That is it, guys. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Oh, the shake thing's not working. I'm gonna have to hit stop. Bye.